is Pop Culture Yearbook. On this show, we pick pieces of pop culture that were important to us in a given year. We then discuss our memories and dig into those movies, albums, shows, and more. I'm Brad.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Giff.
Hey, he's back, everybody. The GIF fans.
What?
And Pete.
We are. You know what it's
Pete's
like?
back too.
You're a
Well,
hockey
but
guy. We're back at full strength now after
Yeah.
being shorthanded. We had a couple of shorthanded goals there, but now we're back to full strength. So
Giffer's been gone 2 weeks. That's why I said it. But yeah, I was solo last week. Thank you to Deaf Dave again for filling that void in such a great way. But
Yes.
it's been a lot of pressure here keeping this thing afloat. But we're all here
and
now.
you did great. It was the reverse, Tony DeMira. So
Yes, he was. He got both of us last week.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are in the middle of our month where we're giving back to the fans. However
That's
many
all we ever
fans
do.
there are out there, you know.
Speaking of fans, I do have a shout out to give.
Well, that's a good way to start.
Yes, thank you. I received a text message today. We have a new listener that I'm going to read the text message. First time listener is my mother.
Hey.
Oh my God.
How long have we been doing? 5 years we've been doing the show, but she
Thanks,
said,
Lois.
finally listened to your podcast today. Sorry I haven't done it sooner. It confused me at first. It started out with Dad singing Everything Will Work Out Fine. She must have listened to the 42 episode that we did about 3 years ago.
Yes.
Starting from the beginning.
She must have randomly picked. I don't know why she picked that. But anyway, she goes, kept listening, and you and Brad talked about old movies you liked. Then old game shows. You did a great job. Brought back good memories. Again, great job. With no mention of the gift.
Well, he
I
wasn't
was
on
not
that
that
one.
one.
Oh, that's
I
true.
was not that one. It would have been great
That
if
was-
she did mention me. Be like, oh, I really was looking forward to hearing that Brian Gifford character. He's really great. But unfortunately,
Well,
I didn't hear him.
she'll
That-
have to listen
that-
to another one.
That episode was that long ago before GIF was on, or was he
I was
Well,
on.
Back
I
and
was
forth.
on, and then I was off for a month, and then I came back on.
Okay. Then he
Yep.
came on full time.
He had a little difficult history starting off the show here, but
Yes.
it all
Well,
got to where it needed to be.
Thank you to my mother. We will be sure to tailor the show, knowing that my mother is listening, and we'll have content that you'll truly enjoy. What are we doing tonight, Brad?
Metallica.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right, so your mom's a fan now. Add one to the list. There we go.
Mhm.
But we've got last week was Run DMC because our friend Ken Steen supported the show, picked the topic. Would have been great if he was on, but hopefully he enjoys listening and what we did with that one. And then these next few are related to polls that we did last month when we were off running reruns because we were off so busy. So we did a Best American Band poll. And I was happy to see my favorite band, REM, make it to the finals. But one band kind of steamrolled through. We had Van Halen was in there. The Eagles were in there. I can't remember
Beach
who else was
Boys.
in there. Beach Boys. Yeah, I thought but REM actually beat the Beach Boys. I think
That was
Pearl
my
Jam
vote.
was in there maybe. But Metallica left no doubt in the end. They thrashed through the competition and they won. And so not only did they win that poll that we did, but we have talked myriad times on the show about our friend Ryan Hummel, who is part of the band Preacher Row, who plays the music we refer to. And he is the biggest Metallica fan I know. He's one of the biggest Metallica fans out there.
I would put our other friend Haken up there too as
Well,
Yeah,
there's
biggest Metallica.
several. We have a lot of friends like Metallica, but he to me stands
Absolutely.
definitely above. So we like Metallica, right? But none of us are like major fans. Pete, you've seen them
No.
in concert.
Yes,
Gifford,
yes.
don't
I
think
saw
ever.
them. It was the first concert at US Bank Stadium, which is the Viking Stadium. And it was awesome. Our seats were not that great, but even still, from where we were sitting, pretty much the opposite. You think of like it's a football stadium, so they would have been in the opposite end zone that we were, and we were like way up in the upper deck, but still it was awesome. When they did one of my favorite Metallica songs that we're not talking about tonight is Fuel. But they did the Fire, and you could feel the heat from where we were sitting. They had like huge like flamethrowers going, and it was
dangerous.
just awesome, start to finish. And they finished it by dropping balloons from the ceiling. And Enter
Black
Sandman
balloons, right?
Black balloons. They were black. It would have been fun if they were like party balloons. That would have been fun. But yeah, this is much to the disdain of one of our other friends, Dave,
Who has been on the show many times.
Yes. This show, it was his idea. So
yes,
but we won't go into that.
So because we're all like, we could have just picked the Black Album, which is the most famous one, of course, but we wanted to dig a little deeper into Metallica. If they're going to win a poll like that, there's more to them than one album. So what we did is we asked Ryan Hummel to create a 10-song playlist that we're going to go through tonight. And the directions I gave him were pick 5 songs that you think are like singles or big, well-known songs. And then pick 5 that you love, that you think are great Metallica songs that maybe not everybody knows, more of the deeper cuts. So in a few minutes, we'll get to our playlist. We've got our own album that we've created, or that he created for us. And that is how he put it together. But before we do that, let's talk about our little history with Metallica. So when did you first grow to find them? What did you think of them? Are you a big fan? Where does your history begin and end, Giff?
Well, one thing I will say is in the Christmas of, I believe it was 1991, I got a stereo. It's the only thing I wanted for Christmas that year. And it had a CD player on it where you push a button and the tray comes out and then slides back in. I thought it was so cool.
That's how a lot of them worked.
Well, yeah, but you had the ones where you pop the top.
Yeah, mine popped the top. You're right.
Yeah, mine was a pop top. So
Yeah,
I appreciate the visualization.
I do think though that tray sliding in and out though, that's probably pretty cool. That's pretty boss.
That was pretty boss back in 91. So I got that for Christmas, and my brother got the Black Album. So the very first CD that I ever played in my stereo was the Black Album.
There you go.
That's a good memory.
That one, of course, because as Brad said, it's the most commercially successful album of theirs. It's kind of brought them more into the mainstream. And of course, I've always said, like, that's me. I'm more mainstream. I'm right down the middle.
That's what we call you, mainstream gift.
Mainstream gift. So that's the one that I am obviously most familiar with, just like a lot of other people. But there's Master of Puppets was a big one that I remember, and One was a big one that I remember. But that Black Album was the big one. That's the one that played all the time at our house. Me and my brother shared a room, so heard that one quite a bit. And then the other thing that I think of when I listen to Metallica, as Pete said, Haken is one of our, friends that's a massive fan. And not that I spent a lot of time in the little tiny basement weight room at the high school, but when you spent time in there, that's what you heard was Metallica. So those are kind of the two big memories I have of Metallica growing up. How about Pete?
My memories begin and end with Haken all the way, because spending a lot of time with him. And then when you would ride with him, he had this orange International Scout. I think it was like a 1978 International Scout. That's what he drove. And I rode with him a lot in that thing. And it's amazing that I'm still alive.
You're still
honest
alive.
To God. I'm still here. But
just to clarify, though, you are the one that took him into the ditch in your car.
That's true. Touche.
Yeah.
But
which me and Gifford almost witnessed your deaths right in front of us.
Yes, we did.
Sure. Yeah, but there's that. We're not talking about me tonight. We're talking about Haken.
Okay, back to the Scout.
Yeah, the International Scout, and he had like all the tapes. It was on tape. He had Ride the Lightning. He had Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. He had just all of them, and that was all that you would listen to. And so some of it, like I compare Metallica and AC/DC a lot. like, I don't know what you guys would feel, but if I had to pick a band, one of those two, I prefer AC/DC. But I can definitely see why a lot of people would like Metallica. My one little gripe about Metallica, especially like listening to all these songs in a row, is that they do start to run together. I didn't feel like that there's as much differentiation. Enter Sandman stands on its own and is a great, great song. But then some of them, like listening to an hour straight, for me, it just kind of started to run together. And
Yeah, I
maybe
gotta
I needed
comment
to
on
break
that
it up a little
though.
bit.
I
Yeah.
felt the same way, but I think there's a positive way to spin that, even if you're not, we'll get to that when we get to the playlist.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to save that.
But
That's a teaser right there.
it sounds like a negative comment, which it kind of is, but it don't get me wrong. I loved listening to them, especially certain songs, which we'll talk about, just stand out as absolute bangers, and I love listening to them. So, I don't think I ever actually owned an album. I should have bought the Black Album. In retrospect, I wish I would have, but I didn't. That would be the one change in my life that I would make. I would go back in time and purchase that album.
One change.
But yeah, I guess that's kind of it, Brad.
Well, apparently I remember the Scout, but I apparently didn't ride in it very often because
I don't know that you ever rode. I don't think you ever rode in it.
Why were you riding in it all the time is what
I would ride with him. We would go like on Sunday afternoons. I don't know,
drive?
just go do whatever. Yes, just a Sunday drive.
Well, and I thought we were the three best friends, so
he would. Well, just be glad, because during the winter, when the snow would be like drifting on the road, usually I would find a way to go slow or drive around it. He would gun it and go through the drift as fast as he possibly can in that thing. All that was regular. And
so my history with Metallica is a kind of a really slow build. I love songs that have slow builds and they build into something really strong and awesome at the end. Yes. And that's kind of where I'm at with Metallica. Like, I'm a bigger fan of Metallica now than I've ever been in my life. Growing up, and I think you mentioned this in the show a long time ago, Pete, we saw all the Metallica shirts, all the black t-shirts, and you were always scared of those people. And I kind of was too. It's like, those are the headbangers. Those are the heavy metal guys. And that was not part of our world. We were younger than them. And that was like this whole underground thing that I just couldn't understand. So it's like, I knew them through these t-shirts, but I really didn't know any, because they didn't play it on the radio. You didn't hear Metallica on the radio, especially where we lived. My first real intro to Metallica, I remember a specific memory, just like Gifford with his CD player. I don't know who was all there. I don't know if you were there, Pete, or not. But after school one day, a group of us went up to our friend Buck's house, and we watched a video. Gifford, maybe you were there actually, because I don't know. We've been in middle school, and the video we watched was One from the Injustice for All, and I really didn't know what was going on, or was I supposed to like this or what? I mean, and it kind of just, I watched it, we did it, and then it was like, okay, that's done. Until, 2 years later when Metallica, you can't avoid them anymore. But it turns out that I learned from doing that. That was their first video they ever made. So that's why it was a big deal. Now I know that was their first video, was the video for One, according to my research. And so it was an exciting thing, I think, for some people to see that and to, get a sense of more visually about the band. In the next year or two after that video of One, I'm listening, and you guys were too, especially Giff. We were listening to Young MC, MC Hammer, CNC Music Factory. If there was a C in the name, we were listening to it. And a lot of classic rock. Like, I got my CD player. We were listening to a lot of classic rock going back. Metallica wasn't a thing to me. But when the Black Album came out, Enter Sandman came out, like, you couldn't avoid it. And I finally understand that there was something going on with this band, because even me, I loved that song. And again, I love that song more now than ever. So I was never a giant fan, but I've grown to love them more and more. And I've heard them more and more thanks to most of my friends. I mean, I've listened, I've learned songs, I've learned things about them that I didn't know more in probably like the last 10 years, thanks to like our friends Chris and Hummel, who listen to them all the time. And so now I feel like I know a little bit about Metallica. And I kind of get it. Like, I've gone from that kid that was scared and didn't get it to like, yeah, they're pretty freaking awesome. So
now people are scared of you.
And do get it.
Yeah, now I'm the scarer. Master.
I am the danger.
All right, so I got a little background here about the band. I'll go through that first. I don't know how much you guys may or may not have, but Metallica goes back, started in 1981 by James Hetfield, who does vocals and guitar, and Lars Ulrich, the drummer. A longtime guitarist is Kirk Hammett, but he joined after they fired Dave Mustaine, who went on to form Megadeth.
Mhm.
And so you kind of had the big four in the 80s of thrash metal. You had Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, and Slayer. So Megadeth is obviously a big rival, considering they have one of the former members. And so there's probably not a lot of love there.
No.
Their original bassist, or one of their first bassists, Cliff Burton, was there through the early years, but he died in 1986 in a bus crash. The whole band was in a bus crash, and he died. It was, and not like a, I don't know what I was thinking, but like a real automobile accident, really, and he died in it. So it's pretty sad. Did you nod your head, Gifford?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Okay.
I'm nodding along.
Their first
remember reading
Grammy nomination was for "And Justice for All," so 1989, right when that came out, I believe. Maybe 88 with the album, but hit it big probably in 89. And they were expected to win and had just performed the song "One" on stage. And they're like basically waiting backstage. You know how they'll have somebody perform and then they're going to win like the next award. But Jethro Tull won in a huge upset nobody saw coming and led to this really awkward, moment on stage because everybody thought Metallica was going to win and they had just played. They, of course, did win some awards later on, but they didn't get that first one. We talked about the expense of Hysteria for Def Leppard and how long it took and how much it cost to make that album. This is another one of those albums that was very expensive, lasted a long time, and ended up ending both Kirk Hammett's and Ulrich's marriages, not to each other, to their to their spouses.
That would have been a fun fact
about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, if they were married to each other.
Oh, right.
Never mind. You missed my joke.
I thought you said you had a fun fact. I'm sorry.
No, I said that would have been a fun fact after you said
it would have been. That would have been something. Never saw that one coming. So we had the big four, but their real feud early on was with Motley Crue. They did not get along with Motley Crue. The glam metal LA scene, they really kind of contrasted and didn't get along. However, kind of interesting because they did like Dr. Feelgood when it came out, and that was produced by Bob Rock, who they then hired to produce the Black Album, which set them into the more of the mainstream consciousness. So them and Motley Crue have a little connection through that, and they've grown, I think, to maybe respect each other a little more. Anyway, they are hugely influential in music, and especially in the heavy metal genre. But most importantly, they won the most meaningful poll ever, the PCY Best American Band poll, held in July of 2025.
That's right. Nobody else can say that.
Honor.
No,
Yep.
No, everybody else lost. So there's only one winner.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any more details about Metallica? That's obviously a pretty big, broad overtaking of the band there, but I think it would
That was
let
a
people
really
know some
good
details.
summary. I don't have anything to add about the band itself. I've got some things on each song, but
I just got a couple things. Brad mentioned the Grammy that they lost there. They did go on to win 10 Grammys, and they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, of course, in 2009.
I've been there.
Inductees. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
Pete
And then we've got Jason Newsted was your bassist after Cliff Burton's death in 86. He was the bassist in 86 to 01, and then he left to go on to other musical endeavors. So since 03, they've had forgive me if I mispronounce your name here, Robert. Robert Trujillo is their bassist.
I don't know.
I think you nailed it.
We're gonna go with it.
Well, and speaking of bassists, so our friends that we've mentioned here were just texting about Metallica the other day, as they do quite often. And apparently Les Claypool, who is one of the best bassists of all time, who formed Primus, has had opportunities or had an opportunity to be in Metallica, but has either turned them down or it just didn't work out. But they could have had him as part of the band too.
I think they're doing okay.
Yeah,
they're
they're doing
I think
okay.
they're killing it. Yeah.
All right. Well, are we ready to get into our playlist here, curated by one Ryan Hummel?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go. Let's see what
Let's
the
do it.
old pool boys got in store for us.
The old pool boy. Now, so I'm having a hard time at the moment queuing things the way I want them to. It's like there's some sort of lag going on. So hopefully everything will work out just right, but that's how things go. So the first song that we are starting with is Ride the Lightning from the album Ride the Lightning. Oh, see, that's what happened right there.
That's really rough.
All right. Well, hopefully things won't lag anymore. So we started and then we went backwards and started again. That's what happened.
Yeah, that was a little strange.
It's fine.
You could hear the song. So I did ask
Our listeners are very forgiving.
I did ask our playlist curator to just share, and this kind of last minute, so they're very short, but share a reason why he picked the songs he picked. So for Ride the Lightning, he said that it's a great beginning with the drums and the guitars. He loves the imagery and the creeping death in the album. And they've also got great album covers
Creeping
like
death.
this one. So Ride the Lightning refers to being in the electric chair.
Yep.
Riding the, and the cover of the album is, the big lightning Metallica with an electric chair below it with the lightning coming down. It's pretty cool. Speaking of imagery, there is a great guitar solo in the middle of this one. The songs are very long, as we've talked about before. Length of
we
things.
talked offline. All these songs are at least 5 minutes, and most are way more than that.
The shortest one, I believe, let's see here, is 5 minutes and 13 seconds. There's one that's 5:13, but many of them are 6, 7, or 8 minutes long.
This one is 6.5 minutes.
Yep.
But I had some of the same comments, actually, that Hummel did, the sweet guitar intro, and I also commented on the great visuals that they give you during the song. Now, does anyone know who coined the phrase Ride the Lightning?
Feel like I'm going to know it when you say it, but I don't.
Or at least who popularized it. I don't know if he was the first one ever to say it, but it was Stephen King in the book The Stand.
That makes
really
sense.
I like that. Okay.
So, go ahead, Gif.
What you're gonna find in when you listen to Metallica is I hope you like long instrumentals. I mean, that's what we're working with here. I mean, it's like a just nonstop, head banging, and you'll have obviously your verses and your lyrics, but then like this song goes into a 2 minute and 15-second instrumental in the middle of it.
Is that how long it is?
It's awesome.
It is.
But then you got another one that's 34 seconds. You got another one if you end the song on 32 seconds. So of that 636, there is just long instrumental breaks in it, and that's going to be kind of a theme throughout the whole thing.
So this album was more ambitious than their first record, which is a lot more of just kind of the thrash. They added in more acoustics. They added in more guitar solos, but even some harmonies. And this song I felt like was a great beginner because it's a good kind of showcase of all of that they put into here. We didn't get to the part where they actually have a little bit of a harmony in the chorus there. I really like it. This is an awesome song. It's a great one to kick it off with.
My eyes.
There it is. Pete's got it.
Now it's time to die.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about right there. All right, so Ride the Lightning, good start. We all agree, good choice.
Yes,
absolutely, love it.
So
yes, you have a question, Gifford.
We spoke about Brad mentioned Cliff Burton as our bassist during this time, and this album he introduced the band to the basics of music theory.
Yes,
that's where you start bringing in acoustic guitars, extended instrumentals, and more complex harmonies. So they are branching out more on
becoming
the second,
more musicians here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Than just maybe, your garage band that's starting to get things figured out.
Right.
All right. The next song is off Master of Puppets. And as you'll learn as we go through this, he is a big fan of Master of Puppets. But if you read online, basically Master of Puppets is considered their best album by pretty much everything that I can see. So it makes sense. But before we get to the title track, he's got the song Battery, which this is one of those 5 hits, but I didn't know this song until right now. But here's a little bit of Battery. Yeah, that's awesome. You got the fast-paced guitars, which we're going to hear a lot of. He said there's great rhythm in this song after an acoustic guitar intro. Another thing, most of these songs have like a full minute or more of an intro before there's any lyrics or any singing, whether it's acoustic or fast or slow or whatever. But he said this is Metallica at their best! Exclamation point. I don't have a lot of notes on this one other than that it is a great headbanger and it's a great, we like sing-alongs here. This is a great shout-along. Battery! You just shout along with them. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also commented on the acoustic intro, which I like. It starts out slow and then it has a great buildup. I commented that this would be a great song to have in your running playlist if you're a runner. But yeah, just love the song start to finish.
Brad, you spoke of kind of the rift between the band and Motley Crue, or just in general, the glam metal scene.
Yeah.
So this song, the word battery is used over and over and over again. Cannot kill the battery, cannot kill the family. Battery is found in me. So this song is also about a club in San Francisco, the old Waldorf, where they played quite a bit. And that was at 444 Battery Street. So it's about the family is the people in, this heavy metal crowd. And, that's what they're talking about, where you cannot kill the battery, cannot kill the family, and that's where this battery keeps coming.
So it's kind of bullet point that I had. I said it's more about community than it is about violence.
Correct. Yep. But obviously it sounds badass as hell. And,
that's
you
correct.
hear battery, you're thinking, violence.
So you could say that it's a hell of an anthem.
Mm-hmm.
The next song, though, is Master of Puppets. And all Hummel's notes on this one is it's an iconic anthem. So here we got another anthem. I don't want to stop it.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, there's so much going on, and it just gets better and better there. So a great anthem. This is a totally awesome song. Another shout along. You got the master, obviously, shouting along. But this is a nice. So speaking of long, this song is 8.5 minutes long, but it's a good 2-parter. And there's a big slowdown in the middle. Like the song totally changes speed in the middle. Mm-hmm. Probably, I don't know if Gifford wrote down for how long. Probably like 2 minutes or so, I'm guessing, before it kicks back up again. And so what I like about that is you get that little break here because both parts are awesome. The slow part's awesome. Obviously, the fast part's awesome. So great song. And this one is again, going back to the album covers, you've got to get Metallica. It's always over the top, but it's holding like puppet. Well, there's hands around it and there's holding puppet strings. And then actually, I'm going to save that for a different song. Cut.
Okay.
I'm going to save that for a different song. You guys say what you like about this song.
This is my favorite Metallica song, hands down. Yeah, I can't call it a sneaky favorite because it's one of their more popular songs. So I'm not going to go down that road. But just an absolute banger. You mentioned where it slows down and then it's got like a guitar solo. The guitar solo sounds like the Eagles all of a sudden to me. It sounds like a Joe Walsh kind of type of guitar solo that's like put right in the middle of this chaos that is this song. The song being about drug addiction and how it controls you, where it's like chop your breakfast on a mirror is one of the lyrics I had. It is a long song at 8.5 minutes, but it does not feel long at all. I'd be happy to listen to this for 16 minutes if I had to. Absolutely love it.
You can do it.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. I could, and maybe I will. But absolutely love it.
This is voted very highly across multiple publications for the guitar solos in it. Yeah, there's a minute intro, a minute 43 in the middle, another minute 05 of instrumental breaks in this. I do love that Pete sniffed out that it's about drugs, because I think we did one episode one time where just about every song was about drugs or something.
About heroin. Yeah.
It's about
what's her
heroin.
name?
Oh, heroin.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was our American Idiot. There's a lot of heroin
Yes, there you go.
A lot of heroin.
The lyric that stood out to me was taste me, you will see, more is all you need, dedicated to how I'm killing you. I mean, that's just outstanding. Really paints a picture. The other thing I mentioned, or I want to mention, was uses in other media. So this is used in the movie Old School when they're running around in the black van picking up the recruits.
Yeah.
And then it is also
Which, by the way, we did an episode on a few months ago.
That is correct. And also used in another subject that we covered, season 4 of Stranger Things, when the guy's playing the guitar.
That's a
kind of in the middle of the
scene.
storm.
Masterfully done.
Yeah.
We
and
just
he's
watched that about
jamming
a
out.
month ago because we're getting ready for the new season to come up. And so we
Mhm.
watched Stranger Things all the way through. And when I hadn't seen season 4 up until now, but when that came on, I was like, wow.
I'm glad you brought that up.
the way
That's
they-
got to be one of the best like meldings of TV show and song.
Mhm.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so kick-ass.
The last thing I had for this, I saw that I read that a different song on our list was the first one to break into the Hot 100, but I read that this one was hit number 35 on the Hot 100.
I did not have charts on it, so I'm not sure.
But this was as Brad said, this album is considered like their best album. However, this was the only single released off of.
I would be really surprised if this song was in the top 100, maybe on a different chart, but I would think that
thought I read,
but it could have.
Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on, I got it.
I thought you read it. I guess you should have wrote it down.
Well, it's charts, and I got Hot 100. Yeah, it says 35
Okay.
on the Hot 100. So I don't know.
Well, good for them.
I'm going off of Wikipedia. Not everything is correct on there, but
No,
we'll see.
Most of it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to what was maybe their first bigger hit, which is, if it wasn't Master of Puppets, it was probably One from And Justice for All. Hummel again picked this one because of great imagery and rhythm in this song. This is a really cool song. We're going to listen to 2 little parts of this one because I couldn't pick. So here's part of it.
I'm waking up, I can now see that there's not much left in me. Nothing is real but pain now. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh, please, God, wake me.
Oh, I love that. That is some good strumming there. That's awesome. Now we're going to go ahead, because there's a whole nother part. It's another 2-part song. And you got to hear a little bit of the next part.
Darkness imprisoning me. All I see, absolute horror. I cannot live, I cannot die. Trapped in myself, fighting my own exile.
So yeah, it's so good. Like, I knew that was a good song, but I have a much more new appreciation for it after this. This is one that has a really long. So you heard the first part; it's a little slower. It's a very long, slow beginning, but it's really cool. But then you get to that scream along part at the end. The lyrics are awesome. Doctors imprisoning me. When I was listening to this one, I felt like it had a lot of elements from the Black Album, which I found somewhat interesting because it's kind of like looking ahead, like that was their next album. But so many people, they write off bands when they think they sold out or when they had their big commercial success. And so many people like wrote them off and hate that album. But I felt like, from what I've listened to, this isn't that far off of it. And this one I think is universally loved. So, maybe a little
Yeah,
hypocrisy there. I don't know, but that's the way it always is with bands and music. So
this song for me rivals, like I said, Master of Puppets is my favorite, but this would be very close. This one I remember I had for the Nintendo Wii, I had Guitar Hero 3, and this song was the final boss song that you had to get to finish the whole game.
Nice.
And to play it, oh my God, you would just be like exhausted. And I try, you try play it on hard mode, and it would be just like fucking impossible. Oh, sorry, Mom. But it would be absolutely impossible to play. And I don't know how people do it. I've seen people do it, and like they just, I don't know. But I could do okay on medium mode. But anyway, enough about the Wii. This song just a kick-ass song.
I think you should have tried it on Trumpet Hero. You probably would have killed it on that beat.
Or Trombone Hero. I never played the trombone.
But
we know my history with the trombone on this show.
Yeah.
But you're right, or Hummel's right, as far as the visualization on this one and how it just kind of makes you feel what the protagonist in the song is feeling, right? And so it's a very emotional song, very powerful, and it's amazing.
This is, as I remember it, this was my introduction to Metallica. Like when this came out, well, I don't know if it was at Bucks, but
I bet you were there, is my guess.
This was the song that, like, I remember hearing when it came out. So this one, I also read hit 35 on the Hot 100.
Yeah, that's what
it was number one in Finland. So this would have been on the radio, and we would have heard this at school or hanging out with friends. So this one's a lot of fun. Came out January 10th of 89. So we would have been in seventh grade, I think.
Yes, January of 89 is 7th grade.
All right.
Yeah. So this one's awesome. I absolutely love it. And like Brad said, there's that 2 parts in it. I mean, it's 7.5 minutes long, so you're free to have 2 different parts in that long of a song, but it is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, love it. And so we got Master of Puppets, we got one, and now we get what he describes as, this is what they're known for, brought into the masses, and it's timeless. I think you'll know it. Oh my God. Juice bump. I mean, you know where that's going. That song is it's Enter Sandman, by the way.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's an incredible song. These songs are all great, but this one, it combines all that greatness that they can do with something that also reached the wider audience. I've hardly any notes. I just said, forget about it. It's that good. But I currently just made, my friend and I at work always make lists of things. He always comes with ideas. So this last week, my task was to make a list of my top 100 songs. And this is a pretty big task, but I made a list. I did it. And this is on it because, and this would have been in the top, I don't know, 50, maybe top 10 even. It's just that good. It is timeless. It is amazing. Mm-hmm. And it puts everything together perfectly. And when you see it, like, college football has all these great traditions. So you see it like a big crowd at Virginia Tech and they're playing this as they're coming out to play. It's so awesome. It's just great. And
one of the best walkout songs ever. Like we picked our walk-up song, and this is Mariano Rivera's, walkout song when he'd come in.
That's right, Mariano Rivera.
Yeah, that was a great game. One.
And you knew it was over when he came out, and a perfect melding of a song and an athlete, because it was lights out. It was, Enter Sandman.
Yeah, especially
if you don't like the
him
song,
of all people, because he would put you to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Or he would
the Sandman. Put the game to bed.
If you think they sold out or you don't like this song, I don't even know what to say to you. It's like, come on.
Right.
Get over it.
Don't forget that this was one of the most iconic videos of the 80s, too.
Video, too. Great video.
I meant 90s, by the way. I caught that before anybody else did. So the only reason that this isn't, that I didn't put this as my top favorite is just probably because it's overplayed a little bit, but it's still an awesome song. It doesn't take away from the song. I just happen to like the other two songs that we just talked about better, but there's nothing wrong with this one at all. It's so much fun. It's so badass, and it's like you nobody is having a bad time when this song is on. Just like
Right.
Well, and
just so good.
speaking
And then, of
of
course, the little prayer at the end is cool. The prayer at the end, and then I always visualize. It's like you talk about visualization. I'm always visualizing the old man, the old wrinkled guy in the video when this comes on, and it's just so good.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
There you go. Yeah, I just love the call and response. It's
I
was texting Hummel, who made this playlist the other day, about how great this song is, and you didn't put it at your top because maybe it feels cliche because you hear it so much, but you can't deny it. And we were talking about how 1991, which we've talked about how many times on this show, one of the greatest years ever for music, but like this is like could be considered the greatest heavy metal song ever written. You also had Smells Like Teen Spirit, which started the entire grunge movement with one of the greatest grunge songs. You had, so I wouldn't pick Losing My Religion as an REM fan, but I mean, if you're going to pick like the big, one of the biggest alternative genre songs of the 90s or of all time, that's going to be the one. It put him out there. It was giant. It won all awards. So it's easy to like write off those and say, I'm not going to pick it as my favorite because, I'm too cool for that. But you also have to realize that they're that good. And,
oh yeah.
It's just like,
right.
I just, whatever.
So
anyway, what a year.
We mentioned, of course, this is, when they really hit mainstream. So the song was released 2 weeks before the album. So this album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200. I mean, can you have a better intro to an album than this song?
No.
This song hit number 16 on the Top 100. It's 9 times platinum in the U.S. I mean, it like Brad said. I mean,
it's timeless.
It's the perfect heavy metal song. The build up in the beginning is amazing. It's a great way to kick off an album. It's of course the first track on the album. It's awesome. It's that minute in the beginning of just that build of the guitar and then the drums coming in, and then it just hits you. It's just that boom when they do it, and then everything kicks in. It's awesome. It's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are our singles. So now if you are like, well, those are songs we all know. Well, here come some deeper cuts. So the first one is, we're going back to Master of Puppets again. And this is called The Thing That Should Not Be.
Dark deception kills the light.
Love those guitars there. So Hummel said this is a great bass on this one, and it is one of their heaviest songs, which is something to say when you're talking about a band like this. I like this song pretty good. Maybe it's because it's right after Enter Sandman on our list that it's not going to like hit me quite the same, but it's definitely a good song. I do hear a lot of Enter Sandman in the guitar riffs on this song and his voice. Like there were parts of it that made me just think that connected back to that as well. So Master of Puppets, good song. What say you?
To me, it was a bit disjointed.
Yes.
Is that what you're going with? I mean, it's heavy for sure, but it's almost like they were tripping into different parts. So
I see that. I always thought that about a lot of their songs. It felt like I don't know if they like do time changes or whatever, with the music, but I always thought there was a lot of that in there, and sometimes maybe it works, and sometimes maybe it sounds disjointed.
And this one, I just didn't feel like it worked quite as well. This refers to H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, fictional universe of monstrous creatures.
Easy for you to say.
Yes, thank you. So that is the thing that should not be. Is this Cthulhu?
There you go.
From his stories.
Yeah, this one didn't work as well for me. I think this is kind of where you're going, maybe, Giff. But compared to, and maybe it was just because we just got done with about 4 bangers in a row. This one fell a little bit flat for me, and didn't differentiate itself the same way that some of the other ones do. So yeah, not my sneaky favorite.
Okay, well, we probably just pissed off, a Metallica fan. Let's just move on quickly then to the
Well,
next one.
that doesn't make it bad. I'm just
No, I
saying
know.
compared
It's
to
not
the
bad.
album.
Yeah.
I know. You don't need to
Compared
shut
the
it
other
off.
songs, I should say. Yeah.
All right, we're going to go on a run here. The next one is from Master of Puppets. Again, this is
Again.
Disposable Heroes. Basically just had to get those fast guitars in there. So he said this is a hard-hitting song with a meaningful message, and he heard it live in Chicago, and apparently it was a great live song, stood out to him. The guitars in the song are extremely fast in the opening. It's like, I don't even know how you can play it. I'd like to see Pete play this one on Guitar Hero is what I'd like to see.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Can I be on
angry
easy mode?
I don't think there is an easy mode on this one. It's an angry protest song. It's anti-war, Disposable Heroes. But it's also not only about that. I read that it's about football players as well, based on a documentary that Hetfield saw, and how they go through stuff and get treated badly afterwards too. This is the one I wanted to bring up the album cover on, because below the Metallica and the puppet strings, it's all just grave sites of troops. And so you've got a puppet master over them. It definitely fits in with the theme of this album overall, but especially this song and Disposable Heroes. Great. So he wrote down imagery. It's great imagery. They're really not just the lyrics, but the album covers. They're pretty great with that.
Yep.
That's interesting. I did not know that about the football side of it. And what's interesting about that is that this song was made in 1986, right? And so kind of before they really started, with all the concussions and all the discussion that we all are well familiar with now, if you're a football fan, that really didn't start up until, I would say, after 2000. But for them to recognize that in 1986 is pretty good. One thing I found is that the fast guitars that you're referring to at the beginning of the song, that's intended to replicate the sound of machine guns, or it's like fast, repetitive, and it's sort of like what it's supposed to sound.
More imagery.
And so it fits the theme. Yeah, more imagery, and it just talks about dehumanization of soldiers and how they are just pawns in a pointless game is what I had written down. But this is it though. This is my sneaky favorite on this playlist.
It is. I'm smelling a future lesson that I need to teach in my class, because we talk about imagery early in the year, and I should just do Master of Puppets, the album and the cover and the lyrics. We should just go hard at it.
Videos, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd be good. This is parts of this song is at 220 beats per minute, so it is super fast, and the song itself comes in at 816. So the amount of energy that is
another long one
into this song throughout is Herculean, really, as fast as it is.
And then I'm sitting here thinking about playing it live in concerts where they play for probably 2.5 hours, and it's impressive. It's something,
right? And it's like, where do you put it in the playlist? Because if you do it early, at least you got the energy for it. But God, if you play it too late, are you even going to get through it? Title comes from Fahrenheit 451, Disposable Heroes.
More English.
Yep. So again, that works with your lesson plan. So I would tend to agree with Pete. This would definitely be a sneaky favorite on the back half of our playlist here.
All right, we have one more from Master of Puppets yet here. This is our 5th of 10. This is Damage Inc., Damage Incorporated.
I'm done with Guitar Hero on this one.
That is something right there. This is the finishing. You can see why he picked this one because this is the last song on Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
So he said it's a great
fun
finishing
one.
song to their best album, which is definitely a good reason. Again, super fast guitars in this one. Interestingly, though, the bass line was inspired by a piece by Bach, the classical composer Bach. That is, you probably wouldn't pull that out of there, but it was. I like this one too. It was maybe a little too similar to the previous one in this playlist, but if I'm listening to the album and it's the final song, I'm probably going to like it even more. So there's nothing wrong with it. I just felt like the two kind of ran together with the really fast guitars, but it's good.
Right. Well, and on the album itself, you've got the 5th track, and then 2 tracks later with this one. So on the album itself, you wouldn't have them back to
Right.
back,
That's what
which would help. You'd have a little bit of a palate cleanser in between. This one, with it being only 5.5 minutes long, is one of our shorter tracks on our playlist here. But they still had a 2-minute and 7-second intro to start the song. So again, great instrumental in here. Starts out much slower and more subdued in the beginning, and then kicks into that high-paced guitars. One line that I have here that I wrote down I liked: "Life ain't for you, and we're the cure." I thought that was a nice way to put that. You're basically a killing machine. So
it's deep.
It is.
And bad.
Yeah.
That is bad. That's why he's an English teacher, folks.
Pete, you got any comments on Damage Inc?
I thought I would I would say the song is kind of mid, not bad, but again, compared to some of the others, this is where they start to blend together a little bit. So yeah, just sort of it was just okay. That's about all I have to say about that.
These comments that might be construed as a negative, though, I think I'm going to make my point that I teased earlier on the next song, and maybe it'll help explain it a little bit too. All right, the next one, we have 2 left. The next one is Dyer's Eve from And Justice for All.
You disapprove, you're a dictator. Always think to ring my every move. Children see that I'm not heard. Tear out everything inspired.
All right, this one was chosen because Hetfield is opening up on this song. It's a letter to his parents ranting about his sheltered upbringing. So he liked that. This is the one I was listening to, and so I went golfing the other day and got to play by myself, which was my favorite thing in the world. But I can, plus, if I'm by myself, I put in headphones usually, and I can listen to podcasts or music or whatever. I was 2 minutes into this song and didn't even realize that the previous song had ended, and then I had switched songs. Because they do run together.
They do, right? Yeah.
And they're so similar, especially these 3 here with the fast guitars and the lengths of the songs. It's easy to just get lost in it. But so many of the songs have different parts in them that it's actually hard sometimes to figure out when a song might end and when another one doesn't, if you're not, well versed in the album itself or a huge fan. But what I came to the realization is that when we listen to a playlist like this and we say like maybe this one doesn't stand out or hit as much, this isn't the way the song is meant to be listened to either. They're an album band, and these songs are meant to be listened to, I'm sure, album beginning to end, and you just put it on and let it go. And this thing with these long songs, they just flow from song to song, and when you listen to it as a full album, you get a different experience that you probably enjoy more and like better. That's the realization I thought that I came to, is that you would like them better that way than as bits and pieces put together in a different format. I don't know if you.
I'm just writing down that Hetfield did not intend for us to listen to this while golfing. I've got that noted.
I didn't say that. I was into my game that day, so I was lost in the music too. I wasn't paying attention.
I really like this song compared to, this was the second runner for sneaky favorite. I thought this one did differentiate itself a little bit more from the others. It's one of their more complex songs, is what I've read. They almost never play this in concert, and diehard fans consider this to be the holy grail. If you go to a concert and they do decide to play this as a surprise, it's like they'll go nuts, because this it's so complex. It's almost impossible to play it live. Is what they is what
There's
I
got to be a
found.
few of these that are hard to play live, I would think.
Well, this
Yeah.
one is especially, is what it says, because of its particular arrangement. I don't know why I'm not a technician on this, but that's what I found. But yeah, I did really enjoy this one.
Yeah, this is, you talk about grunge music and how it's all about disillusionment of the young, and it's all about teen angst. This one takes it to a whole nother level as far as child rebellion. You've clipped my wings before I learned to fly, unspoiled, unspoken. I've outgrown that fucking lullaby. Same thing you've always heard. Same thing I've always heard from you. Do as I say, not as I do. I mean, that's about as hardcore and rebellious as you can get towards old mom and dad. So very, very child and teen angsty in that one for sure.
All right, we have one left, and so everything we've listened to so far has come from 83 to 91. So Metallica did keep going, and some of their albums after Black Album I think are pretty controversial. Pete, you mentioned your favorite song is Fuel, which came from the mid to late 90s. Our last song on here is a two-parter, which I'm not sure, according to Ryan, these go together, even though in the playlist, like they're two separate songs.
I was going to say, I thought we had 2 songs left, but
well, he included it as one. He likes the way they run together.
Okay.
Into a 13-minute song.
Yeah, so it's a 7-minute song after a 5.5-minute song. So it is My World and Shoot Me Again from Saint Anger, which came out in 2003. So by far the newest entry onto our list. Let's see how they sound in 2003.
Motherfuckers got in my head, tried to make me someone else instead. It's my world now. It's my world now. It's my world. It's my world.
All right, so he loves how they run together on the album. He always listens to them back to back. And speaking of concert songs and the Holy Grail, this is one of his. He would love to hear this song in concert, but they don't ever play these two, it must be very rare that they would. I like this one a lot. Mainly because this is if a song stands out different from the rest, it's this one. This one definitely is a more unique sound than what we've been listening to, because it is a different band at a different time. But it made me like it. It's a change of pace, and I love the line, "I don't even know what the question is, sucker." Like there's some good screaming in here, just like in the others. There's also a whisper part followed by a scream. I love the back and forth of that. Combining the two songs makes for it to be very, very long. By the time we get to the end of Shoot Me Again, I'm ready to move on there. But there's a lot to like in here, I think. And I do like that he included a newer one and gave us a different kind of sound.
A newer one that's 22 years old.
Well, yeah, but it's all relative. It's all relative.
Oh, go ahead, Pete.
My comments on this are, I agree with your comment that it sounds least like Metallica of any of the songs that we've listened to. It does stand out. There's a couple of spots in there where I was like, this sounds like Stone Temple Pilots to me. Not the part you just played. That did sound like Hetfield in his voice, but he changes himself up. There's one
hear a
line
little Stone Temple Pilots in there. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was my first thought. And there was another one where I thought he sounded like Beetlejuice, where he says, "Shoot me again, I ain't dead yet."
Yeah, I love
the way
that.
he says it. It reminded me of Beetlejuice and how he might.
I can hear that too.
It reminded me of the Black Knight. Not quite dead yet. Keeps getting stuff chopped off of him.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
But it's yes. For me, I said this. I said you can tell it's the 2000s. It sounds more like
Yep.
music from that time. In that, like the lyrics and the instrumentals are kind of separated. It's like you sing, and then we play some music, and then we sing, and then we play some music. So to me, it definitely stood out from the other ones on this playlist, and I think it's just them kind of mixing in with the music of the time more. But it's an all right song, but I wouldn't put it in my favorites. But definitely stood out. One thing I will say on this one, for this album, this was when Jason Newsted left, so they didn't have a bass guitarist for the album. So Bob Rock stepped in and played bass when they were producing the album.
This is where I think Les Claypool could have been part of the band, is from what I heard, gathered from their texts.
Yeah.
So later on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so I'm a bigger fan of Metallica than I've ever been in my life before. I listen to them more now than I used to, and
So
I
are
learned more
our
about them.
listeners now.
I learned more about them from doing this than I also knew before. So I really enjoyed it. I would still pick REM in my American band poll, but you know what? This is a pretty damn good band to lose to, because they've stood the test of time. They've been together forever, and they're obviously very talented at what they do. So, any final comments, you guys?
I would like to say that Lois is probably a bigger Metallica fan.
I'm sure she is.
No,
Yeah.
So
Pete?
No, I don't have any other comments.
Oh,
Proceed.
he's always okay. So for our draft tonight, now by the way, we forgot to pick an order, so I did it.
okay.
It's going to be me, Pete, Giff. Argue if you want, but I picked the category. So, and you've been gone for 2 weeks, so that's how I did it. That's the backwards order.
And you're the last one to log on before we started recording. So
True. There you go.
That's how we've talked about that.
This is
All I
where
can
we-
say, all I can say is I am not. This is not under protest yet. But if both of my songs are picked in the top two, then we're gonna have problems.
Oh boy. Well, I'm sure one of them probably is, but I don't know what you're talking about. So our draft for tonight, we were trying to come up with something, that fits the style of our show and stuff that we like, but related to the topic. So you got the black t-shirts, you've got the black album, you've got the heavy metal, the darkness, the creepiness, the imagery here. So we are going to draft songs that have the word black in the title, which there's a lot of great classic songs that have the word black in the title. So this is our draft, and it's going to be fun, and we're going to find out if Gifford's going to freak out here in about 30
2 seconds.
All
right.
We'll find out. Hey, Brett, will the recipient of the spaz pad freak out? We'll find out.
Will he live up to his brand? All right. Well, I'm pretty sure the one I'm going to pick is probably one of the ones you want, because I feel like there's a lot of good choices for the number one overall pick. But I got to go Back in Black by AC/DC. I don't know how you can pass it up on your first overall pick. It's a great song, great band, great story to it. Comeback, one of the great albums of the 80s. So Back in Black, number one overall, as if there was not much surprise. Now, though, what will Pete pick?
This is why I wanted to be number two right here.
There's a lot of directions I could go with this one. Gifford, I don't think that you'll take this one. As far as me personally, of the ones left on my list, I think this is my favorite, but there's so many great classics. But I am going to take Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden.
That was my number two as well, Pete.
That was the third song that I wrote down.
Oh, so he's going to get one of his favorites.
Gonna get my song. Thank you. I didn't want to be number one, because even though I love Back in Black, that's, I think, all three of our number one pick. I didn't want to pick it because I wanted this one. I love this song. It's in honor of my mother. I'm going Black Betty by Ram Jam. I love that song to no end.
When you said your mom, I knew that's what you were picking. And that, I mean, you didn't have much to worry about there. It's on my list, but we weren't going to pick it number one overall.
Number two, though. I mean, it's number two. It's a definite number two. But you can't
Ram Jam. All right, 3 good ones. Well, then I'm going to go with another classic song, even older than AC/DC, a song that I have karaokeed once, and it's a great song to sing karaoke. And U2 does a nice version too, but Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. Probably my favorite Rolling Stones song right there.
Mhm.
And if you give me a mic, I'll go up there and sing it with you.
Sweet.
I am going with a classic rock band, and this is my favorite song from that rock band. The title has nothing to do with the song itself. Little fun fact about it: it is because they named it this because a black dog walked into the studio as they were recording it, so they just named the song "Black Dog." Led Zeppelin.
Nice. That is a high choice right there too.
Every song picked, I have highlighted as one that I really, really, really want. So
Do you have another one highlighted?
I have 2 more highlighted that I really, really want. So I'm going to take one of those. I'm going Black Water by the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, great choice.
I love, 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 love that song.
Damn, that might have been my next pick.
Keep on rolling,
Mississippi moon, won't you keep on
shining on me.
Well, I approve that one big time.
Thank you.
So then I've got to go with a different one. So I'm going to take another. The title of the song is Black, and it's a great album, and it's one of the best songs on the album. I'm taking Black by Pearl Jam.
Yep. That is a great song.
Well, you want to talk great guitar solos?
There we go.
It's going to be tough to beat Santana with Black Magic Woman.
Nice.
All right. Well,
is your other highlighted one gone now?
No, it's still here, so I think I will take it.
It should be an easy choice.
It was performed at one of our Pops concerts. I think it was our senior year. That is a little song about Elvis Presley. I'm going Black Velvet by Alana Miles.
Yes, that was a big one. All right. I am going to go with a song by a local band, Minnesota band. And so there's a big song off this album. It was a little song called Runaway Train. But the single that came out before that maybe is even better, is Black Gold by Soul Asylum. And that is a great song and fun to sing along to.
Oh man, I got a lot of good choices here remaining. That no, yeah, there's some good ones. But since you've already called out Minneapolis, I will.
I know where you're going.
I will stick with that. I'm going to go with Black Cat by Janet Jackson.
So we've had Black Dog and Black Cat.
Yeah,
that's outstanding. All right. Well, we got Janet Jackson on the list. We might as well take Big Brother. I'm going to go. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. King of Pop's never a bad one to have on your list.
No, it's not. But like Gary Graff and Juice Newton, it wasn't even on my list. Just, you know.
Really? Oh, remember that video? The face morphing at the end?
Oh, yeah. Everybody remembers the video.
Huge
Big deal.
deal.
It's actually a pretty good Michael Jackson
song. Definitely is a good song. I support your pick.
Most people would. Okay, so for my last pick, I got one left here, huh? I'm going to pick. I got a lot of ones that I love that are kind of more for me, but I'm going to pick one of the best songs, and it's like a 2-for-1.
Oh,
so I'm going to pick Blackbird by the Beatles.
Mm-hmm. So
but actually, my favorite version of Blackbird is off the I Am Sam soundtrack by Sarah McLachlan. It is utterly beautiful. Both versions are great, but
gorgeous song.
I'd rather listen to hers. It's great. If you've never heard it and you like the song, you should definitely check out Sarah McLachlan.
Can I pick Pete's last pick?
No, you may
No,
not.
it's Pete's
Okay.
turn.
All right.
Are you guessing what I'm going to pick? Is that
Well, I
want
know
to throw
what
out
you
a guess?
should pick. I know what you should pick based on your fandom.
Well, this one is somebody I actually on my list. I have 2 songs by this same artist, and that's because he is the Man in Black. I'm going with
Yeah.
the song "Man in Black" by Johnny Cash.
That is exactly what I was going to say, Pete. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad I know you.
These are some really good
Alright.
lists there.
Yes. So, do I go with the episode favorite? Do I go with "Fade to Black" by Metallica? That's a hell of a good song.
We got to at
But-
least mention that one.
But I think I'm gonna go with "Long Cool Woman," and in parenthetical, "In a Black Dress" by the Hollies.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I know the song, but I had to listen to it again.
Oh, so
that's
good.
a great one.
So good. Pete, I'm
In
so glad
a-
you picked the Man in Black. That
Black
Just
dress.
makes my heart feel good.
You can't have this episode without mentioning Johnny Cash. So
Well, and
this
you in
particular-
particular. You in particular
That's
taking
right.
it as the best.
And as you mentioned, we have to, even though it didn't getting picked, you have to mention "Fade to Black" by Metallica. I mean, that's obviously a big one that could have fit and fits obviously the theme. The other ones I had, some of these you may know, some you may not, but I love the band Muse, and the song "Supermassive Black Hole" is awesome.
Ooh.
Cowboy Junkies, they have an album and song called "Black Eyed Man," which is wonderful. One of my favorite artists, Pete Yorn, song called "Black," just black. What else we got here? "The Black Balloon" by the Goo Goo Dolls. That was a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
We did an episode on Chris Isaac, and on his Speak of the Devil album, there's "Black Flowers," which is a pretty kick-ass song. We have an episode on Everclear. They have a song called "Blackjack." We could have had another Soundgarden song on here, "Fell on Black Days." I almost picked that. And another Everclear song, "White Men in Black Suits," which we did talk about on our episode. And finally, U2 has one of their newer albums, has a song called "The Blackout," which is pretty good. So
Uh-huh.
those are my other ones.
All right, Pete.
I got a couple here. In college, my roommate was a huge Steely Dan fan, and so he played Asia, that particular album, a lot. And so I could have had Black Cat, Black Dog, and Black Cow.
Oh, you should
Was
have.
a really good song. That could have worked. The other Johnny Cash song that I absolutely love is "Long Black Veil."
Oh,
Very
yeah.
haunting if you're not familiar with that song. It's a great song. "Men in Black" by Will Smith.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
Here
even
they
think about
come.
that one.
And Black Sabbath, the song "Black Sabbath."
Anything else, Give?
I just got 2 more left. I took "Black or White," but you can also take "Black and White" by Three Dog Night. And the last one is "Blue on Black" by Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Those are the only ones that I had left off that you guys didn't mention.
So we got 2 weeks left in this month, right? We're going to do one more music episode, but we're going to split it up. That'll be 2 weeks from now. What are we going to talk about next week?
Next week, we are going to be talking about... Shoot, I had it up here. Hold on a second. I know you know.
I thought it was the trash.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we're doing Coming to America.
Coming
Yes.
to America, which was the
That's gonna be
runner-up
fun.
to our best movie of 1988 poll, The Die Hard, which we've already done. So therefore, we go with
Yes.
the runner-up, which is one of the best movies of all time. I mean,
That
holy
we-
cow!
Can't believe we
Yeah.
haven't covered yet, even after a second chance month when we picked mostly stuff from '88, didn't we?
It
Or was
came
it
up a lot.
87?
It's come up a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, Coming to America will be coming at you next week. That's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then to finish it out,
stand-up comics we're going to draft in
that's
in
right.
honor of Eddie Murphy in the 80s.
And then to finish off the month, we're going to be doing finishing second to U2 in the polarizing artists poll that we did. We've got the Eagles.
Just Eagles.
Oh, just Eagles.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Eagles.
Eagles.
No, they're very sure on that. It's just Eagles.
All right. I'm going to call them the Eagles just to piss them off because they're
You'll piss off Don
polarizing.
Henley, I'm sure. He's a curmudgeon.
Oh no. Well, but we're oh, never mind. Nope, never mind.
But earlier tonight we talked about classic rock and our first CDs. I mean, Eagles' greatest hits is going to be, and volume 1 and 2 probably were big for all of us back at that time.
Yep.
Hey, Gifford.
Hey, Pete.
You know what band is not black at all?
That is Preacher Row.
That's right.
He ain't lying.
Yeah. That boy's good.
Yeah, good turn.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right. On
listening,
that note,
everybody.
thanks for listening.
And thank you, Hummel, for putting our list together.
Yes,
for
thank you, Ryan. That was awesome. And,
last
we
minute
loved it.
shout out. Our good friend Nick
Yes.
was another one that requested Metallica. We forgot to shout him out earlier.
Thank you. I hope that Nick listens to the whole episode because, we would have mentioned him at the beginning and we just completely forgot. He also requested Metallica just by chance, so it worked out great.
Yep.
We had no choice but to do Metallica.
This one's for you, Nick.
All right.
All right. See you later, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Standing on my own till fear. No one's here to comfort me. Sorry for what I have done. Sorry that your song is gone. Something steps and it will be my last. And start to me on my back.